Hello and welcome back to the allergen-free family cooking show. Today we're making this fermented buckwheat bread with just 3 ingredients. I love this bread. It's pretty much the only thing I eat now. It does have quite a strong flavor, so just be aware. It's quite dense. So we start with just raw. These are raw organic buckwheat groats that I got from my local bulk barn, and you'll need 3.5 cups of these. First, you want to soak them overnight or for at least 6 hours in water. So you want to pour your 3.5 cups into a bowl, cover them with water and even more water, about an inch over the top of the buckwheat groats, and leave them and then drain them. Once you're done draining those, you're going to add to your now soaked buckwheat groats 1 tablespoon of salt and 1 cup of water, and you're going to zoom it with which is what I say when we use the immersion blender, or you can put it in a blender. Whatever you've got is fine. This is what it looks like when it's been zoomed your 3.5 cups of soaked buckwheat groats, your 1 cup of water, and your 1 tablespoon of salt. Next, you want to cover it and leave it in a warmish spot for about 24 hours or until you have a slight dome. Of course, if it's warm, you might take less time, and if it's cold, it might take more time. That's how the fermentation process goes. Okay, so this is what it looks like after about 24 hours of fermenting in pretty decently warm weather. You can see that there are fermentation bubbles in this. It's not a sourdough. It's not as sour as a sourdough, but it is slightly fermented, and it had a little bit of a dome. You can't really see in the video, but it was kind of rising from the side. It had a little bit of a dome, and so I'm going to pop this in the oven as soon as it's preheated to 400 degrees, and I'll show you the finished product. Okay, I wanted to show you what it looks like before it's baked, because this is clearly coming almost all the way to the top of my loaf pan. Alright, so here you can see the bread. It's just come out of the oven. It's risen nicely and cracked on the top, which I like. Guess some people probably don't. Just came to check it out. And yeah, now I gotta let it cool down before we do anything with it. You can see some salt I just sprinkled onto the top because I always want a little hit of salt. It's nice. That's it for now. So here you go, the finished loaf. And I'm gonna make some garlic bread. That's one of my favorite things to do with this. Bash some garlic and salt in a mortar and pestle, or with a mortar and pestle. Spread that, mash that with butter. Spread it on your bread. I'm gonna put some cheese on these and put them in the oven. I forgot to take a picture of the finished product.